I could tease him and he'd get a kick out of it. And one time we were down there, was before you were born, I think, and it was his birthday, and nobody had ever paid any attention to his birthday. And they had a little store down the road, and the boys went down, and Jim, I don't know, I think they bought him some white socks and some candy or something like that. And we brought back pop and something else. And of course, he started crying. He cried at everything because he said he hadn't had a birthday party, you know, for years. And he was a pretty good old man. Lucy Jane, his first wife, was mean. She was a mean woman. But when she died, he married Marg. And Marg was just great. She was fun. But one time we were down there, and Grandpa Stevens was kind of a horny old character. And we'd gone into town, and we came back, and Grandpa was coming down the lane, walking quite fast, and right behind him was Marg with her crutch. She'd take a step and beat him with the crutch. She'd take a step, and Jimmy got to laughing so hard. Grandpa's real trying to hurry, and she go, whack, whack. And so they came back in the house. I said, well, where have you been? Wow, he went over the hell to go see that woman again. Another time, he was terrible about stuff like that. One time he went into town. Now this is, you know, he lived till he was 98, and he paid a woman $25 to undress for her. Now what was it he said, Jimmy? Oh, she
Well,
was,
he couldn't do anything about it. It made him mad. He wanted his money back.
That's
he
the
was,
X-rated
he
version.
was, he was something else. I mean, you ever meet a man that, well, he was 100% the boss man, you know, man.
Mhm. Well, is there anything you want to?
You haven't got that on that
Have
tape, have you?
Mhm.
Oh, geez. Can you get it out?
Mm-mm.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll edit it.
I thought that you had the tape off.
No, they
Oh.
started talking about how they felt about his parents, his father, and I was recording, and y'all went into that, and I didn't know where it was going.
Well, you should have said, shut up. No.
I don't care.
Well, you're far enough away. Your voice won't come on it.
Oh, yes.
Right. Right.
Let's try that.
Well, Jimmy, well, they're recording this for posterity, okay?
Yeah.
So now, I want you to go back and tell them your feelings about Grandpa when he came up on that stage, and he was such a big man.
Well, I told him that.
You didn't really tell how you felt, though.
Whoa. Well, I told you he came in and sat down right on the front seat, the front row. Great big old man. And I kept looking. He stood out, you know. He was just a great big boy. And I kept watching him. And evidently he kept watching me. Because he come up there and he'd already made arrangements for me to go home with him.
And there was a little boy standing next to him.
Yeah, and Grandpa says to me, you know, he said, well, young man, how'd you like to go out to me? He said, I got a farm. He said, I need a lot of help. And this little Italian boy standing next to me. Hey, I'll go with you, mister. He was ready to go. Grandpa kind of chuckled and said, I'm talking to this boy.
And what did Grandpa say about that?
Why? You just touched me.
No, he always knew he was smart.
Oh,
Because
he thought I
didn't
was-
make it. He just thought of it, and he had to
thought
think
I was
about it.
smart. Of course, my smartness never got me anywhere.
I don't know. You could have. Could save your life quite a few times. How did his family accept you? You said he had one son and a daughter?
Yeah, he had, well, his son had, Felix had just left home, and he had a daughter, Grandpa had a daughter at home. She was, Ollie Mae was 3 or 4 years older than me, wasn't she? 4 or 5 or something. And of course, Ollie Mae was in love
with people.
with Cecil. Cecil was a little boy.
Tell about Ollie Mae having children.
Who?
Ollie Mae, when she had a girls.
Oh, she had 5 daughters. She said we didn't have any trouble, they just slid out like greased pigs.
No, she said they just popped out like an egg.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
gosh.
nothing to it.
She,
No problem at all.
But there was no animosity, I mean, they didn't
Oh, no.
treat you
no.
badly or anything.
No, the only ill treatment, or wasn't ill treatment, but the only was Grandpa's first wife, Lucy Jane.
Mhm.
She resented me. She didn't. She never did accept me as. Grady Dunbar was there when
her real grandson.
her real grandson was there, and of course, and Grandpa didn't have much use for Grady. He was a consort boy, and he didn't have much use for Grady.
Well, at the time that you went there to live with him, and what, I don't remember now what year we said that was. What was it, 1930,
31,
31?
New Year's Day.
This being New Year's Day, it's been, what,
72.
72 years. I forgot now what I was gonna ask you. Well,
Jim,
That's my.
What?
That's
Family
me.
trait.
what was I going to ask you?
When you went to live with them, you started off with that.
Jeez, I don't know now. It'll come to me tomorrow.
but all the time that he lived at Grandma Stevens, always went back to your folks, because he hitchhiked up there, and then he worked a little bit with Marshall, didn't you, Jim?
Yeah, Marshall and I cut corn one fall. He and I cut corn for some guy, some farmer over there.
How'd you cut it, with some kind of old,
We chopped it.
chopped it?
Chopped it. We cut it.
Yeah.
Chopped
That's easy, wasn't it?
it.
Oh,
Scratch it.
Oh, yeah.
All through those years that he was in Grandpa's, and he went to see your parents, they were very, very good to him. Just always very good to him.
Oh, I remember when I went to service. I had a 35 Ford. Ooh, it was sharp. And
That's where Jerry gets it.
I decided to give it to let Marshall have it. Boy, he ran the legs off of it. He went right through it.
Hauling all his kids around.
Yeah. Well, what I should have done is put it up on
Box.
blocks and stored it. But
Right.
instead of that, I took it out and told Marshall. He went right through it.
Well, what'd you expect him to do?
Yeah.
That's history there, you know.
But
That's
we're,
everybody giving somebody a car, enjoy.
Granddaddy though was in the army about the same time as you,
Yeah,
wasn't
he
he?
was.
Yeah.
Cause we were down there one time and he had to go back, and was he going to New Jersey or someplace like that?
Yes.
And he
went to
rode,
New Jersey.
he was on the train with us. And that's when he and I were able to have long
He
talks.
went down in south of Carolinas or someplace.
No,
didn't
he went.
No, he was up around
Boston?
the only thing comes to my mind is Boston, because he was fixing to be shipped out. The only thing that I can recall of this, but anyhow, Mother got on the train and Dolores was a baby. There was Charles and Shirley and Dolores, Dolores being the baby. And there had been an outbreak of chicken pox or something. And I guess, I don't know whether all three of them had it at the same time, but they had to keep them covered up because they said they knew, you know, having exposed all of
Oh,
those
yeah.
servicemen to it, that they would have quarantined the train. But now where they came from whether they come from Boston and was coming back south, I don't recall that. Shirley and Charles could remember more about that than I do, but.
The one story that your dad used to tell that I just absolutely loved was there were some colored people that lived just down the road from you there in
Oh,
Sunnyside.
yes,
Yeah.
lots of them.
Should I record this?
Yeah.
And tell them about it, Jim.
Marshall. They had a milk cow and down in the field there, and they'd wait till almost dark before they'd milk, and then they'd go down there. And one night, just getting dark, Marshall, I'll get 'em. And he went and got a sheet, and he hopped over the fence, and I saw him running down in there. Pretty soon that milk bucket was stuck out there, and they were,
Oh, they would come to Granddaddy's and milk his cow.
was that it? I don't
Is
know.
that it?
No, they had a cow.
No, they had a cow in a field out
Oh.
And they had a lantern with them.
there. Oh boy, that
Oh, and
ladder
Granddaddy was just being
stuck out
mean.
there.
He was just being Granddaddy's what he was doing.
He just scared.
He knew how to do those things.
He
Yeah,
scared
he's-
the pants off of him.
He said he ran a little bit and they saw him and he said that lantern was straight. It was not hanging or anything. They were running so hard. And he said it took quite a while before they would go back down after dark and milk their cow.
I bet the poor cow quit giving milk for a while.
And then we go down there and the kids, you kids would be in basketball or something and your folks were always right in the middle of it and we'd go to the gymnasium and watch play.
It was probably Charles more than, you know.
And
Of course,
then-
girls just didn't get into as many things like that as the boys did.
And they had a chili supper or something.
Mhm.
We
Or a
went
fall
to-
festival, probably.
Uh-huh, and we went to that with them, but can't help, you're not rolling now, are you?